I need your help, guys. Can you remember where I put my 5/16 drill bits at? Alright guys, so I have a mixture of drill bits here, but I don't think I would put them with all my other bits. This one looks like it has quite a bit of use on it. 5/16. That's the one I used last year. I'm 99% sure because I remember it had this little tip on it. I'm gonna go look around elsewhere. Well guys, I'm getting to a point where I got a lot of stuff around. Lots of stuff. Alright guys, now don't hate me. One of the things that stops people from doing stuff, and I hate to preach, but one of the things that does irritate me in the world, people overcomplicating stuff. And it stops people from doing stuff. Okay, I got my 5/16, right? Drill bit. Like, people will sit there and talk for hours about how they need a special bit to tap trees for maple syrup. They're full of crap. I'm not a brilliant man, but I know when people are full of crap. Don't let people talking about stuff a million times over and act like it's complicated. You don't have to complicate it. Don't let people stop you from doing stuff. That's my point. Don't sit there and overthink stuff. All right, so let's get some buckets and head up and tap a tree. Everything make it? Alright guys, let's go tap our biggest producing tree. I'm starting to think it might actually run, because it's nice out. Like, it's not hot, but it's sunny, and now we're running the later part of the day. But let's go tap this tree. Alright guys, this is a maple tree that's right in our view. It's a beautiful tree. We considered taking it out a bunch of times, but this last spring it produced a ton of sap. Main reason being it's in the open, so the sun gets it. It's on a south facing hill, so the sun gets it all day. So the ground warms up faster here. As you can see on this hillside, you can see chunks of dirt. So this hill warms up faster, and it gets sun all day. Here's one of the holes from last year. As you can see, I hope you can see, it's a little dark. It's all filled up. It all filled its own wound. Right above it is a bunch of holes from the sap suckers. We cut down a maple tree in front of the cabin because it was leaning towards the cabin last year, and someone let me know that those holes are sapsucker woodpeckers. They tap the tree and suck the sap out of it. So I think these are old holes because they're all healed up. But you can see them better on this side. See them there? There's a row of them there, and they go around. Here's the other hole we tapped last year. It healed right up. The first year I did this, I put a piece of wood in there, hoping to keep bugs and insects out of there. Not knowing any better, somebody told me that's bad, or I read somewhere, heard somewhere that's bad because it can introduce bacteria and actually hurt the tree. So I don't do that anymore. And with these newer plastic taps being 7 or 5/16 hole, obviously they heal up good because that tree is healed right up. The bark isn't covered over yet, but the hole is completely full of wood. So let's tap this tree. You always want to tap about chest high from what I've heard and from my experience. I go a little bit lower because my hoses are only 3 foot long, so I try to go a little bit lower so they fit into my bucket, and that way my bucket can sit on the ground and not fall over. And you want to tap on the sunny side of the tree. That'll help induce the sap to go up into the limbs, and from what I understand, it gets frozen up there at night, and then when it thaws, it comes down above the biggest part of the limbs, and it comes down, and then you get your sap that way, not when it's going up. That's just my understanding. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm just trying to share as much information as I can. You don't need a lot of tools, guys. You need a hammer to tap the tap in, or a spile. You need a couple of taps of whatever your sort, whichever ones you want to go, whichever route you want to go. If you want to hang little buckets, you could do the old school ones, or bags. 5/16 drill bit, a drill, and a bucket or a bag, whatever you chose to do. So all right, so you're only supposed to go into the tree about 1.5 inches, and the way you could do that, when you put a drill bit in, you can't really see how deep you're going, so you could tape your drill bit at about 1.5 inches. I have some electrical tape here, wraps of electrical tape around it. All right, so then you don't go any deeper than the electrical tape. That's about 1.5 inches. You don't want to go straight into the tree. You want to go a little bit of an angle. Look at that, guys. Holy moly. Can you see that gushing out of there? Guess it's time. You don't want to tap them in too hard. I did that last year with these are the real cheap ones that you can get on Amazon. I did that last year. I went past the little ribs that are on there, and then they all broke coming out. So I'm not tapping them in real hard. Look at this, guys. Watch. Look at that. That makes me smile, guys. This tree just frickin' filled up a 5-gallon bucket like every day. So I'm excited. I love doing this. I absolutely love it.
I gotta love, love. I gotta love, love. I gotta love, love. I gotta love. Some people say money gets you everything, but it don't make me happy. It's not the reason my heart
right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do a walk around. Get a count on our buckets. The first bucket we put up was right in front of the cabin. We'll circle around to that one. But I put one here right at the edge of the hill on this. I had to cut that tree off a few years ago because it was leaning at the cabin. So we got one nice big tree here. That's one. And there's 2 taps on that. So 1 bucket, 2 taps. Down here on the hill, on the other side, this is all southwest facing, obviously. You can see the sun up over there. We got 2 buckets here and 3 more taps, 2 in that one and 1 in that one. So we got 5 taps, 3 buckets. Guys, I could literally probably start a maple sap company or syrup company and do that for the rest of my life. Maybe that's what I'll do. Always try to figure out what I want to do with the next 20 years. The last 20 years I did stuff to pay the bills. This 20 years I want to do stuff to pay the bills and feed the soul. So 5 taps, 3 buckets. Got 1 down here at the bottom of the hill. 4 buckets and 7 taps. 5, 6, or wait, 4, 5, 6 buckets, 2 more buckets, 6 buckets, and there's 5 more taps there, so that's 12. 12 taps, 7 buckets. No way I'm gonna remember this. My brain does not work this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buckets. 16 taps. 8 buckets, 16 taps. 8 buckets, 16 taps. I'm gonna do it for, oh, I got a lot on this hillside. 8 buckets, 16 taps. So guys, we're down at this whole hill is south facing, so if you want to do sap, that helps. Because it warms up faster. The rest of our property is a valley and then another south facing hill, but it's in the middle of the woods. So it's going to be interesting to see if we do expand at some point, how the trees in the middle of the woods do. I mean, everybody taps them, but I think our woods is very thick. So that's another thing. I'd love to manage our forest a little bit better and take out some of these junk trees and make this like a beautiful maple forest. Beautiful. Like space between the trees and just have them nice and big and healthy, and man, that would be so awesome. I could at least get it started. Hopefully I can see it. I mean, I'm already almost 40, so if I'm lucky I got another 30-40 years, but if I'm not lucky I got 20 25, and trees don't grow that fast. But anyway, 8 taps, or 8 buckets, 16 taps. 9 buckets, 17 taps. I don't think I tapped that tree last year. So 9 buckets, 17 taps. Here's 10 buckets and 20 taps. So that's a nice even number. 10 buckets, 3 more taps on that one, so 20 taps. 11 buckets, 21 taps. These trees are a little smaller, but I figured I'd experiment with these littler ones and go after them big ones on the wrong side of the hill. So 11 buckets, 21 taps. Then we got 3 more buckets here, 14 buckets. Oh, nope, there's another one, 15. So that's 15 buckets and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more taps. So that's 28 taps. 28 taps in those 15 buckets. And here's number 16. So 16 buckets, 30 taps, guys. Let's see. And I didn't even start tapping these till about 3:30, and it's, you know, I'm fiddling with the camera. No way. Maybe 3 o'clock. It's only 4:30. I must have started more at like 2:30 instead of 3:30, because it's only 4:30 right now, which is kind of crazy. I thought it was way later than that. So this one's been going for 2 hours. Let's see what's in it. These blue lids for the blue store are not the best. They're a little too hard. They're not pliable. I was forced to buy these last year because there was a bucket shortage. Look, guys, there's already a gallon and a half. It's right here, actually. So it's about a gallon and a half. Like right here would be 2.5 gallons. So it's probably a gallon and a half in here already. Just in 2 hours. There we go, guys. Pretty cool. Cool, guys. I'm gonna have to go get that boiler set up. You wanna go get that boiler set up? It's only 4:30. I thought it was more like 6. So let's go get that boiler set up so we're ready to do this tomorrow. I'm pretty excited. Last year, my estimate was 150 gallons we boiled, and we got about 2 to 2.5 gallons of syrup. And that was with 15 buckets. Probably close to the same amount of taps. So if we get 2 or 3 gallons of syrup every year, that's way more than we use. And I like to share stuff with people. And we gave it away for Christmas a little bit. This year maybe we'll give it away for Easter so people can use it throughout the year and it not be a year old. You know, I'll give the fresh stuff away. We'll see. Solar's loving this sunny day, guys. Alright, guys, went and got a coat. And I'm ready to see how I want to set up this boiler. I'd really like it to be outside, but you can't boil syrup or sap when it's raining, if you do that. So I'm thinking of putting it right here in this front corner of the pole barn for now. It's not going to be here forever. This is just until next year. We'll figure out a permanent solution, or maybe this will be a permanent solution, but I'll be able to move it out of the way for a part of the year, because you only do sap for 2-3 weeks, maybe a month if it's crazy good season. Excuse my, this is my work desk for the winter because the mule isn't going anywhere, so all the stuff is piled up in there. This is my boiler. I'll rip it out here and get it out of the middle and everything, and then you could see it better. So this is not what we used last year. Last year we used the like $100 worth of cinder blocks and buffet trays or catering trays. I'll show you that stuff too. I'll drag some of that out because I want to see how it's going to work anyway, but I want to pull this out and show it to you. Bought a few extra cheap pieces, you know. Don't buy these, guys, at the big box store or like the Tractor Supplies and stuff. They're like triple the price. Like these, this is 2 elbows. These were like 15 or 20 bucks a piece. They're like $7 at Menards. Probably get too old to just deadlift this, huh? Probably getting too old for that crap. seen me do this before with the wood stove in the cabin. I told you it's easier, from what I found, it's easier to do it from the crimped end. Kind of get that started and then press it all in. I was hoping to get some 4-footers, but I didn't see any 3 or 4-footers at Menards, so at the green store. Let's do this again, see if I just got lucky. There you go. And again, like I said when we did this originally on the wood stove, you want to make sure that that little tab pops in all the way. If not, you got to kind of tap it together like this. You know, give it a little extra love. But those went in together pretty well. So there's 2 of those. Couple of 90s. I have. Just trying to kind of find the general layout, guys. Yeah, that'll work. And then I'm gonna cut. I might just take this tarp down for the season. And I'm gonna hang a piece of triple wall here. We'll get a piece of that.